I made this little short video just to help you navigate a little bit more in detail around the Amatrol e-learning labs that we're going to do. And some of you are fine. I mean, if you don't have any trouble and all, you're into it, it's no big deal. But I know that there's always some questions that seem to come up every time we do this. So I'm just going to walk you through getting started, what it looks like, you know, those type of things, and maybe it'll help some of you. Let me bring up the screen here. So you got your user ID and all that from the email, and you found the Amatrol e-learning site. So what you want to do first with this is just go up to e-learning courses, and I'll start with that. And when I do that, this library of stuff becomes available here for us, and we can open that up here. Going back and forth between computers here, I get confused. Okay, and so it's going to load the library content, and what I did is I created a course for everyone that's taken EL 135, and that course is under custom. And if you look under custom and you go to 2020 fall electric motor control, and don't worry about all this stuff. It's just, you know, the information that we need to go through this. And then you expand it, then you'll see 10 labs in there. Now, the thing I want you to do with this is, you know, I want you to go through these. I don't want you to get in a hurry. It's, you know, the goal here is not to just complete these. It's to actually go through them and try to get as much out of it as we can. It's not as good as being in the lab, but in the past, what we've done is we would use these Amatrol e-learning labs, and we'd go through them, and then we'd actually go put our hands on the stuff and recreate what we're doing virtually. So I'll talk to you more about that later. I'm going to try to offer the opportunity for you to do that this semester, because I know some of you want to, and so you know we'll working toward that. But in the meantime, what you want to do is you want to go to the first one, which is Introduction to Electric Motor Control. Okay, and you're going to launch that. It's going to tell you that there are some system requirements, plugins and so forth that you may or may not have. I recommend that you try to load those all onto your computer and make them active. You know, I won't go through that with you. Most of you know more about that than I do. But if you do get stumped or whatever that word is, and you need some help, let me know, and I'll try to get you there. But a lot of times you can just do this where you launch anyway, and you will see that these modules will come up. And I just wanted to show you that this particular thing's a little bit with a lag because I'm having to do a hotspot for my internet connection. So anyway, that's why this takes a little bit longer than it should. So let me take a pause here and get this going, and then we'll come right back. So after a while, there was a long pause there. I was trying to get this going. You should be able to see the screen here that I'm looking at. Let's see here, this guy. Is that the one? Let's make sure. This guy. Yeah, okay. So this is what you will see once you get this rolling. And then so what you'll do, if you need some help, you know, there's before the screen, there's some information about the different prompts that you can go to on the Amatrol learning material. But let's just say we're going here. We click on segment 1, electrical safety. We go to objective 1, and it's going to begin. Hopefully yours will be a lot quicker than this. You'll get the audio and the video.
Explain the importance of the equipment ground connection.
Okay, to progress through this, you'll click next. And again, your internet connection at home should bring you right to these things.
Equipment grounding involves connecting all metal parts of an electrical system that do not normally carry current.
Okay,
to earth
so you're going to
ground.
walk through these
parts include
various parts of the
metal conduit,
lap.
raceways.
What I want to show you, and I'm trying to talk over this thing, is some
transformer cases.
Some of these skills. So what I've done here, I've moved.
Perform a lockout tagout
to the first skill that we have to do, and I'm going to go to a step-by-step instructions of that, and then all of these skills in this particular lab lesson activity packet, lab, whatever we're going to call it, it means the same thing. And you'll have an option to do this, virtually or with the actual steps. Okay, so let me pause this while this catches up. Okay, and what you can see is there's a simulator that you can do, or the hardware. Now, what we're going to do is the simulator, and so we want to click on that, and then we'll have this area that we can simulate what we would actually be doing in the lab. Now, what my goal is, if I can find the time to get all this stuff done, is to go into the actual physical lab and video myself going through these steps. Also, like I was telling you before, I want to try to get you in here to actually do these. And I'm going to pause this again while this loads. So the first skill that we're doing is lockout tagout. A lot of you that are working in this area, you know all about this already. But you'll go through the step-by-step instructions, and I encourage you, to walk through them slowly. Don't try to get just finished with this stuff. Just make sure that you really understand it. It's going to show you how this virtual safety switch works, and this is powering up and powering off. Then it's going to tell us how to go through and do a lockout tagout. This is the tag. We actually will fill the tag in, and go through the process just like we would if we were on the job actually doing this. Okay, so I'll just make up a little something. And then it tells me to click on the lock, and then drag the lock over. And when it highlights, we see that the tag's actually on the lock. We'll take the lock out, we'll take it, and when we see that it's highlighted properly, when it goes red like that, we'll see we can actually lock it. And, so it shows us all these, here's all the steps. And again, you know what? It sure would be nice to be doing this in person, but in the big scheme of things, this isn't bad. So this is how it goes, and this is the virtual part of this that you'll be completing. And then when you finish the lab, the virtual lab, there's a quiz at the end, and you have to pass it with a score, I think, of 80, and then that has you completing the lab. And then I'll also attach a little assignment to this that you'll submit in Blackboard. Okay, so I'll stop there. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you have trouble accessing this.